Hello guys, you read the title, you already know what this is about. I have my tea here because I wanted to do something extra, even though it's like 84 degrees outside. So today we're going to be talking about why I am commuting from college after dorming for the past 3 years. Basically, I am going to be a senior in college if I haven't said it enough. And if you're new to my channel, I go to a SUNY school, SUNY New Paltz. It's not that much of a secret. I kind of didn't really want to say where I went to school because if I'm commuting, that means it's pretty close. Well, not too close, but yeah, you guys already know that, I'm sure, from my past videos. So that is where I go. And the school is pretty small. It's not super small, but it's like a medium, it's like a small to medium size school, if that makes sense. But when you're Black, Latino, Latina, you kind of know everyone in that community because the school, I think it's like 3% Black. I don't really know all the stats like that, but it's not that many. And I think it's like maybe 17% Latino. Those communities are pretty tight, woven together, and mostly everybody knows each other. So it kind of makes me feel like I'm going to a smaller school than what I am actually going to. Not saying that I just interact with Latinx and Black people because that's not true. Being the fact that the school is very small, the Black and Latinx community is like, everybody knows each other. Okay, and if we're going to get technical, relationship wise, everybody know who's been with who. Little backstory: I decided to dorm at my college because of course I wanted to get the whole college experience. You know how it goes. And freshman year was great. I feel like I've got the whole college experience. I went out a little bit more than I should have, and I met amazing people, I met great people, and it was just, everything was just all peachy. I mean, it wasn't perfect, of course, but
I was just like, you know, this isn't that bad.
So the second semester comes rolling around and I had a bit of a weird roommate situation. So of course, going into the school, I had to go random because I didn't know anyone. So my two roommates actually knew each other prior to us moving in, I guess like through orientation. So they kind of had a little bond already, and so I kind of felt like I did a triple, by the way, to get the money, and also just to surround myself around more people and meet new people. So yeah, I did a triple, and my other two roommates, like I said, I kind of felt like out of the loop because they had more in common than I had in common with either of them. They kind of had a lot of things they related to with each other, so I just kind of did my own thing. I hung out with my own group of friends and left it like that. So second semester came rolling around, and one of my roommates, she decided that she no longer wanted to go to the college that we were at. And of course, that's a major decision, and I respect, like, that's your decision, that's your life. So my problem was when basically when you do a triple, you get a refund back, and if there's not 3 people in the room, you don't get that refund. The next semester comes, we move back in, and I'm thinking that she's gonna come back. So a week rolls by, she hasn't hit both of us up. My other roommate as well, she hasn't told us anything. She hasn't told us any plans that she was thinking about moving and going to, or transferring to another college. So I'm thinking everything's okay. Then that second week hit, and I was like, okay, she still hasn't come.
That's weird. So
we decided to hit her up. The roommate that left, she made it under the impression that she was coming back, everything was fine. So another week hit, and we're both like, no, something's up. Just one random day, she comes and grabs all her stuff. This is the spring semester, so we left all our things in our dorm because we were coming back. It was just winter break, so all her stuff was still there. So she comes back and we just see her packing up her stuff, and she just casually says, yeah, I'm leaving. Like, I decided to go to college next to my home, and some other personal stuff I'm not gonna share because it's unnecessary. But yeah, so
I was just like, what?
One, I was thinking about moving out of the triple. I wanted to have like just a regular roommate experience, I guess, which is one-on-one, because I already got that refund check the first semester, which was great. The refund check was the thing that kept me in the room, and now she's saying that she's not coming back, and now I'm just like, oh, we're not gonna get a refund check now. So I was really upset about that. Me and my other roommate, we waited to see if they were gonna fill our room up with someone else, and they never did. We didn't end up getting a refund check. We got like a small little check for about the 2 weeks that she was enrolled. Yeah, of course I'm over it now, like I really don't care, but at the time I was
so upset.
There was no hate, it was just me just being frustrated at the fact of the lack of communication. Yeah, so I stayed in the room. It ended up being great because one, my roommate was cool with me using our other roommate that left space, so I had more space and I had a little corners that I use for my TV and stuff. So it was good on like space wise. My roommate freshman year, we were cool. We weren't like super close. She kind of went home a lot because she didn't really feel the school either, which I don't blame her. That's pretty much that story on my first dorming experience freshman year. And I would say what helped me get through not really being that close with my roommates freshman year is having other people that I was close to in my building. Basically, if I wasn't in my room, I was spending time in theirs or like talking to them. So I didn't really feel like I wasn't getting that roommate experience, so I was cooling. So then sophomore year rolls around and again I'm in the position of not knowing what to do with rooms. Having a room, sharing it with somebody else wasn't something that I was used to. It was okay freshman year, but after that I was like, you know what?
I'm not really about this life.
I like to have my own space and I wouldn't mind having like an apartment and of course sharing it with somebody like my friend. And one thing that I would say is before you go to a college, if you know that you are somebody who would like to have their own room, wouldn't mind sharing like a community space, but would rather have their own room, make sure that you research that for your college before you choose it, because some colleges do offer apartment style rooms or dorms. My college doesn't. It's either you move your off campus or you just deal with the corridor living. Now they do have single rooms. First, the single rooms are in like the
dirtiest halls, unfortunately.
And two, the single rooms are the size of a closet, even worse than a regular dorm.
That's unacceptable to be paying that much money. I'm sorry. Do better.
But back to sophomore year. So sophomore year, I had to go in random. I was planning on moving in with someone, but the way that they do these housing situations, like choosing your room, is probably second worst to picking classes. Basically, they do same hall, same room. Those people get to choose first. So whoever's in the room and in the same hall, they get to choose if they want to stay in that room before anybody else gets to look at it. And then after that, it's different rooms, same hall. So if people are in a hall and they all want to stay in there, that hall is just filled up. Then they have the last option is different hall, different room, and that's just basically anybody. Fend for yourself, go find your own room, and that's that. And also my school does not do any like surveys or roommate quizzes to see who you're most compatible, like kind of like Tinder but for roommates. Basically they don't do anything like that. It's just random.
You get who you get and that's that.
So me trying to room with someone sophomore year, that kind of fell through because all the rooms were basically full with one person in them already. And my other friend also decided to become an RA, which is something you can do if you want a single also. So I ended up getting lucky and I went in random. I got a good roommate. We were actually cool with each other before we roomed together, so that was good because we kind of knew each other already. Yeah, just rooming with somebody is just a different type of relationship. And I roomed with the same roommate for sophomore and junior year because we were just like, you know, this is a cool vibe. Let's just, instead of going random and like having to do this all over again, because it's really like building a relationship with somebody. Living with someone isn't easy, especially when you're like stuck together in a small space. We were just like, yeah, let's room together again. And that's pretty much junior year. Then we discussed like for this year, our senior year, on housing plans, but we both decided that we wanted different living situations, not because of any like conflict not because of any like conflict or any problems or anything like that, just like wanting different, I guess, halls or different living situations. So long story short, I ended up staying in the same dorm that I'm in now, but my room was empty. I wanted to do a suite as well, but I wanted to do one of the newer suites.
Yeah, that was just too much planning for me.
Like I was saying before, I decided to just stay in the same dorm that I'm in. The hall is probably one of the nicest ones on campus. That was of course why I wanted to stay. Yeah, I was like, you know what, I want to stay here, and so my room was empty for anyone to move in. But ultimately I had a goal of having a single in my mind. Low-key, I didn't want anyone to move in because sometimes that does happen. You know, I was bugging because it's the nicest hall. Everybody's gonna want that hall, and it's full to this day, and we're in August, and I'm sure nobody's moving out. So you know, most of my friends decided that they're either gonna commute, one, or they're gonna live off campus, or they're gonna stay in the same hall that they're already in. So basically that just left me up to having a random roommate. I decided to make the decision on whether I'm gonna stay on campus or just commute. So basically, yeah, I decided to move out of the room, and I am going to keep certain benefits as if like a meal plan and stuff like that. So when I am on campus, I can still get food. I'm just not gonna be there as much. I'm gonna commute back and forth, and you know, I just feel more comfortable at home anyway. Another thing, I only have classes 2 times a week. I'm kind of happy to see how this year will be different for me. So yeah, leave me any questions down below. I hope you guys have an amazing semester, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.